Global attention is once again focused on the achievements of women around the world as the international community marks the Women's Day with a renewed call for gender equality. The International Women's Day is celebrated on March 8th every year, and the theme for this year is Accelerate Action, with a focus on recognizing strategies and tools that drive women's progress in education, employment, and leadership. Correspondent Raymond Ken-Bata takes the story from here.
International Women's Day has its roots in the early 20th century. The first celebration of the day took place in March 19, 1911, in Austria, Denmark, Switzerland, and Germany. The International Women's Day was initiated by Clara Zetkin, a German socialist and women's rights activist. In 1913, the celebration was transferred to March the 8th, and it has been celebrated on this day ever since. The day aims to promote women's equality, empower them, and address challenges they face all over the world. Here in Nigeria, women face numerous challenges that impact their daily lives, opportunities, and overall well-being, including gender inequality, limited access to education, poor healthcare, lack of economic empowerment, exposure to violence and abuse, limited political representation, and cultural and social barriers. Since its inception, the International Women's Day has made significant progress in promoting women's rights and equality, ranging from increased women representation in politics, business, and other areas, with more girls and women having access to education, leading to better economic and social outcomes. But the Enugu State Commissioner for Children and Gender Affairs, Ngozi Eni, believes there is need for more collective action to amplify the voices of women. This, she said, will help create a more inclusive, equitable, and prosperous society.
We are women. We deserve a seat at the table. Not only a seat, we deserve many seats at that table. We should be part of the policy making, the decision-taking bodies. We should be there. Our voices should be heard. We should be given that freedom and liberty to speak up and to voice whatever we feel it is our concern. And do not forget that the UN theme for this 2025 International Women's Day is for all women and girls, rights, equality, and empowerment. So it is exactly what we are striving for in Enugu State. It is exactly what the wife of the governor stands for. Empowerment, empowerment, empowerment. The right of womanhood. And you can bear witnesses that there are some cases which the Ministry and Office of Her Excellency have handled that have to do with women, and we stand firmly behind our women. That is not to say that we support women who are wrong in their doings, but we don't support any woman being abused, marginalized, or body shamed.
Eni said the state government is committed to advancing women's empowerment and gender equality and invites citizens to join forces in driving this critical agenda in the state.
We are also working on domesticating our gender policy. We have the national gender policy, but you know, each geographical area has its own peculiarities. So in Enugu State, we have our own peculiarities, and that is why we are working on domesticating it so that it can meet the needs of Omuwani Enugu. It can be our own. We can hold onto it and say, this is our own. This is the challenges we are facing in Enugu, and this is the way forward for us to come out of these challenges that we're facing.
The theme for this year's celebration, Accelerate Action, emphasizes the importance of taking swift and decisive steps to achieve gender equality and address systemic barriers and biases faced by women in both their professional and personal lives. And the time for action is right now. I am Raymond Ken-Bata reporting for Signature TV.